and welcome to Agents of
Travel.
I'm Rachel Van Ness.
And I'm Garrett Palm.
And we are travel agents in training.
Yes, we are secret travel agents. And each week, I feel like we've never explained the show.
I know. I feel like we really should start doing that so we don't have to explain it to people every episode.
Yeah. Each week, we have a guest on and we interrogate them about their previous trips.
And after we've interrogated them for that information, we use all of the data we've collected to each formulate the trip of their dreams.
And then they choose which secret travel agent won, which secret travel agent came up with their dream trip.
And this episode, we interviewed Ann Maddox.
Ann is a good friend of ours. We've known her for a long time.
Yeah, she is an incredible improviser, an even more incredible human being. And she's also a member of the Bravoverse.
Yes, you have seen her in, I don't know, Bravo television.
Vanderpump
Rules.
Wow, Garrett.
Well, I know Tom Sandoval was her boss.
Yes.
Okay, I can say that. That's, yeah. Will be the reason I'm questioning, if I can say that, because she has a podcast called We Signed an NDA,
where she talks about her experiences in the Bravoverse, and she also interviews other assistants on their experiences in the entertainment industry.
And it's a fascinating one. I've been on it because I have produced unscripted stuff, so I kind of gave that insight.
Yeah, and it's also co-hosted by the amazing
Amanda Lifford.
Mm-hmm.
They're both are great improvisers, and that we met them through the improv collective called Mock. It's a secret society of improvisers. But yeah, Ann is great.
Yeah. All right.
Take it away.
I went thrifting yesterday just to blow off some steam.
Mm-hmm.
I hit 3 different Goodwills. I don't know why I love the Goodwill like tag sales. So I'm like really on that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to in the thrifting community, I dabble, I peek on the Reddits and stuff, and they call them, they're like honey holes, which is like the thrift store where you get, like the good stuff.
Oh, shit.
I found myself a honey hole.
You found a honey hole?
I did.
Whoa.
I thrifted a Jean-Paul Gaultier dress, which would be hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Legitimate Jean-Paul Gaultier dress. I'm probably butchering the name.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
For $9.
What does this dress look like? Like, is it like a fancy? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it like a fancy looking dress? Or?
It's like a spaghetti strap, like velvety short dress. With like flowers on one side, very, very like what you would see like Leah from Love Island wear on a night out.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So are you wearing this dress or are you trying to resell it?
My plan is to wear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to, during the pandemic, I did Depop. It's just so much work.
Yeah, for not a lot of payoff, kind of.
Yeah.
What about those places where you can set up a rack and in the
like Real or whatever?
Yeah,
or like we have Drescue on our street.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like I don't have the confidence to do that because it feels like a gamble. You have to like pay for your rack, and then if no one buys anything, then it's like
then you're in the hole.
Money,
after you've put all this work in.
Yeah, like I'd rather just like take pictures, post it online, and if someone buys it, like great, I get to put stickers on an envelope and ship it out. Yeah,
that's cool. So do you have like an ongoing online shop kind of? Is that what Depop is?
Yeah, I did. Sustaining
that was hard.
Yeah, it's like full-time work because it was more like just like a hobby. Like I love thrift shopping and finding like treasures and little like
did that part, like, did like turning it more corporate make it less fun?
Yes. Like, because, you during the pandemic, your weight fluctuates and things that fit stopped fitting. So I was like, oh, I'll just sell it so that I could do more shopping.
Yeah.
Which basically made it pay for itself.
Yes. Yeah. Which was really fun. But it's like, it's so much work. Like, the other work is like taking pictures, taking measurements, making it look like pretty. And then you have to like kind of model it yourself and do like posts on Instagram for your shop, to get eyes. And all of that felt like way more work than like this idea of like, I'll just sell it and then I could buy something new.
Yeah. Do you now when you're shopping, if you find a Jean Paul Gaultier piece that doesn't fit you, would you just leave it at your honey hole?
Yeah, that is. I love that you're using all like the hot button phrases.
Wow, Garrett, have you been thrifting for years?
I'm a old grizzled thrifter.
Love. That I have to like practice self-control now, which is good.
Well, and does it feel nice to be like, I'm gonna keep the honey hole sweet for the next lady who comes by and maybe she'll fit into the dress.
Yeah.
Totally. And then sometimes I will post on my stories like, look at this, like, I don't know, like I found Jimmy Choo's at the thrift store. They're a size 10. If anyone is a size 10 wants some Jimmy Choo's.
Yeah, you'll throw up the bat signal.
Yeah. And then
yeah.
it kind of calms my heart of like, I missed out.
But you let your friends know. No, that's very nice.
Yeah, I've been getting bags of clothes from friends recently. It's like kind of at an insane rate of like everybody cleans out their closet and they notice when they're close to me because I don't like shopping or like have style.
You have so much style.
She's wearing her latest haul.
I love your outfit.
This is all from my friend Katie, who will just give me like, she has all these actor friends and they give her all their clothes and then she'll hand it off to me.
I'm going to do that to you now.
Please do it to me.
Okay, good.
And it's really fun because then I like it. Because at thrifting, I get really overwhelmed by all the stuff where if it's like, here's literally 2 bags of clothes for you to go through.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can do that.
I love this. Our brains are a little different in that way.
Yeah. I get like
a dopamine rush.
I admire that about you because I have the exact opposite reaction that I immediately get overwhelmed and feel like I need to go to bed.
Wow.
Because I think I get decision paralysis. And so
I wish I was more like you in the sense where I'm like, this is an addiction. Like I like crave that rush and then I spend money.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my family, I feel like I would be like, you're like a crow. Like you can find the shiny things. And like a lot of people in my family are like excellent antiquers or like,
love that.
Like on my mom's side, they're all just like really in tune with like the worth and value of things in a way that I'm completely cut off from.
Yeah.
But it's fun because when there are clothes that don't fit me, I found a friend to be the next line in the chain.
I love that.
And she has a different body type than me too. So now I feel excited letting things go because I'm like, oh, this might fit you great though.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's fun to be a part of a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of being parts of a chain.
How?
Bear with me. We are secretly a part of a chain of command.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
In that Anne, you know us as Garrett and Rachel.
My friends, my lovely, funny, wonderful friends.
Would never lie to you except for about this.
Gasp! What is the secret? Why am I here?
We are secret agents for the national. We're secret travel agents. For the National Travel and Tourism Organization.
How dare you lie to me?
Ntoa.
Ntoa.
Toto. Yeah.
Yeah,
cute.
Toto, I think. Yeah,
Toto.
yeah.
Ntato.
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 Yeah.
Toto, yeah.
Ntato.
Ntato. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're okay that we've been lying to you and that we have secret aliases?
Yeah, this is I feel like there's no harm came out of this.
Okay, good.
Okay, great.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm sure you had your
Shoot.
reasons. Yeah.
My
We do.
alias is, I guess, is
we-
Secret Agent Pannekuchen.
Yeah, that's what that's her.
Pannekuchen.
Yeah.
Which is pancake in Dutch.
Oh.
So when she's doing secret travel agent work, she goes, that's her alias.
Okay.
And my secret alias is Agent Sticky Toffee Pudding, which is my favorite dessert.
Really?
Yes, it's a British like spice cake soaked in toffee sauce,
That
topped with
sounds
a cream of
decadent.
some sort.
Yum.
Very
Yeah.
decadent.
Very decadent. I will only eat it in the UK.
I will never remember any of this.
Okay, that's
No,
that's-
please
no.
don't.
No,
we don't want you to.
Yeah,
okay.
so then we don't have to kill you.
Oh, thank
So-
God. I don't want to be
Yeah.
killed.
Okay, great. Because our mission is we are competing for a promotion.
Okay.
And so we will very lightly interrogate you about your travel stories.
Love
and then at
that.
the end, we will pitch trips to you because we will take these back to our manager and they'll kind of decide who feels best
Oh.
able to be a legit travel agent.
Yes.
My God, I'm obsessed. This sounds so much fun. I'm very excited.
Well,
We're-
the stakes are high.
Yeah. we're only secret agents right now because the National Travel and Tourism Office doesn't want to acknowledge us.
We're
you
kind of
know?
unpaid interns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so mean.
I know, but
guys
it's how
should
you work your way up
unionize.
in this industry.
You know, you just got to get the right grind set.
Yeah, we're all about
working.
that hustle culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Anne, do you consent to be lightly interrogated by us?
Yes,
Okay.
with an open heart.
Oh my gosh. Good, good. Then we won't have to slap it out of you.
Slap my heart out.
Yeah. Wake it up. Okay, so Anne, our first question is what was the first trip that turned you on to travel?
Ooh. Well, let's see here. I was born in Japan.
Okay.
So
Yes.
already in a different country than I am a U.S. citizen. That's
Okay.
I'm Japanese American, born in Japan, but my parents decided that I would have American citizenship. So that was done for me.
Are you salty about that or you're okay?
Now I am in this Trump era.
Like, would have been nice.
Would have been nice.
In the pre-Civil War era?
Yeah,
that we're in?
yeah.
So I guess I can't. I feel like I can't include Japan as my first trip, but
or like a day trip in Japan. Maybe.
Ooh, yeah.
like a trip doesn't have to be abroad.
okay.
They can be like anywhere that you're away from home that you were like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
exploring.
I
This
like
is sick.
exploring.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this is sick,
Yeah.
Mom. This is sick.
Wait, this is sick?
This mall is sick. Well, the first country that I visited outside of the U.S. and Japan is Germany. I was 3 years old. Yeah.
Okay.
3 years old?
years
Do you
old.
remember it?
I do. I remember parts of it, but like the dumbest things that but
That 3-year-old brain is like,
Yeah.
"Sit- this is
Yeah.
sick.
this is sick.
Like what?
Like my mom put a pickle jar outside and it froze and I thought that was sick.
Iconic German memory.
Yes, yeah.
Like these pickles are frozen. How are we gonna eat them? That's crazy.
This is nuts. They never would have frozen in LA.
Yeah.
No.
And then I remember finding an M&M in the dirt, and then another kid was like, "You should eat it," and I was like, "I will." And then eating it, my sister being like, "That is disgusting."
And you were like, this is sick.
Yeah, I was like,
Engaging
"This
with
is
the
sick."
locals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found candy and I fucking ate it.
So
Yeah.
like to the point, or like at the center of this is like, it sounds like even from a young age, your experience has always been quite international. So to you, like, the idea of travel isn't something that's set in later. It was kind of like always a part of your DNA in a little way.
Oh, I like that. Yes. I do remember, I do have like one bizarre memory being there because it was still East and West Germany at the time. Did I just?
Whoa, that's
yeah, you
crazy.
dated yourself.
Yeah, I dated myself.
Yeah.
I know.
No, but I'm there.
I'm 22.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But I remember at one point there was like, I don't know, there was soldiers, and my dad and my mom told me and my sister to like hide like in the back seat.
Whoa.
And I'm like, why was that? What? Yeah.
I know. Were they crossing the border?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Illegally? Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that was about because is
that-
Bonn even near the border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that moment, were you excited? Was it like a rush?
Oh, yeah, it was
You're
fun.
like, we're secret agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
My dad
nuts.
was a diplomat, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now it comes out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, especially at that time, because my mom, her dad was a diplomat in the like the 70s in the Netherlands, and they would be followed by the Russians. Like, you know, they knew that they were bugged. Like, they knew the agents, the KGB agents that followed them.
Wow.
And, like, would recognize them.
They'd meet up for coffee.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So with your dad being a diplomat, did you travel around quite a bit?
Yeah. We then moved to Zaire, which is now called the DR Congo.
Yeah.
I hope I got that right.
Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah.
And then
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you live in there? Like Kinshasa?
Kinshasa.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Tassoc Elementary, which is the American. Wait, I'm going to butcher this. The American school in Kinshasa. Kinshasa.
Wow, Kinshasa. Like that's a place that I would love to see someday. But it is like, that's.
I mean, I was 5 and 6 years old, so my memories again are like. There were like delicious coconuts that we ate.
Yeah.
You know, even though there's like pre-rebellion, like it's like tense in the outer world, but I'm, you know, living on this like U.S. compound, being like, this is paradise, you guys. Like,
how long were you there?
I think like a year and a half.
And then where did you go?
And then we moved back to Japan. So like between every country that my dad was
touched back into
we touched back into Japan, but this time we moved for like 4 years again, and then we moved to Vienna, Virginia, the exotic land, Vienna, Virginia.
Wow.
And it was like my first time really experiencing America, and I was 12 years old. And I remember going to school, elementary school. 6th grade was still elementary school. Yeah. And 2 kids on my school bus just started making out hardcore. And I was like, America is wild. This is crazy. And then I went to a mall, and I was like, this is sick. This is sick.
Yeah.
You're like so many trinkets everywhere.
Yeah. And there's like rides. There's like a carousel.
Games, the arcade.
It is amazing. There's teenagers everywhere. Like delicious food.
They're all making out.
When's my turn? Yeah.
So with all that moving around, did you find that it was easy to adjust? Like
No.
you adjusted quickly? Oh, really?
No, it made it harder for me.
Oh,
I feel
really?
Like,
okay.
Yeah, because every place, like especially teenagers or kids, have their own like what's cool, what's not cool, and what's cool in Japan might not be what's cool in Vienna, Virginia, and so it was just like really hard to kind of keep up, and like you also. Like I have a distinct way of conversing. My voice and everything. My hand gestures are, I feel like, very Japanese influenced.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in Japan, so all the TV and everything that I watched, all Friends and whatever, like is very Japanese. But I went to an American school, so my English is is excellent.
Yeah.
Which is a comment I often get where they're like, how come your English is so good? I'm like, well, my dad's American, so
Yeah. Calm down.
So I feel like especially in college, I felt like when I moved to America, like to really live in America, it was like such an adjustment. Like,
Where did you go to college?
Florida State University.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like a
Big
place
party
like
school.
other
Yeah.
Americans would also feel out
Yeah.
of place.
Yeah, I felt so out of place.
Non-Floridian Americans
Yeah.
would feel so out of place there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like its own country, kind
Yeah.
of.
Truly, yeah, it's like a Harmony Korine movie. I don't know, and I'm just like, what is happening? Why am I the weird one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Florida. Just for the Floridians out there.
Yeah. But that's also so hard because, like, as an adult, like, your like backstory is like so cool, and I'm sure people get excited about that. But when you're a kid, all you want is just to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And so that idea of always being like, okay, what's cool, and being like, it takes me 6 months to get a sense of what's cool and who's cool, and the rules are always different. Like, that's so hard.
It is. It's when I was younger, it's like I just wanted to assimilate. Like I feel like being Asian American, like we, in my community, like we're so taught to just assimilate and they'll leave you alone kind of like vibe. And so that's all I wanted to do, but I never could. Like it's just so obvious that I'm like, just different. And so then my I guess my strategy, I don't know what else to call it, became like just like be invisible, which also doesn't work because it's just, I mean,
you stick out.
Yeah. And also it doesn't feel good to be invisible.
Yeah.
And then so somewhere in high school, I guess I just was like, well, whatever, just be yourself as much as you can, lean into who you are, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. What are you gonna do?
That is a good lesson to learn early.
Yeah, I was like,
so
you
many
learned
people
that
learn
really early.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people learn that in their 30s.
Right.
Garrett says as he's looking at me.
I'm also looking at myself.
Yeah. It's still tough though. I still have to relearn that lesson every now and then.
Yeah. No, I know. Every lesson I feel like has to be relearned and
Revisited.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
It's like,
Life's
I
so
beat
annoying
this
sometimes.
level. Why am I playing it
know.
again?
Okay, and so
Yes.
So okay, tell us a story about your best trip.
Ooh.
Yeah, the best trip that you had that you can think of, or like a top trip.
Two pop into my
Okay,
head.
we'll hear both.
Okay. One is revisiting Tokyo, where I grew up with our good friend Oscar Montoya.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
I remember following that on Instagram.
No!
It was a blast. It looked like a blast.
Yes. It was just, I never had the experience, like, dating people, you get to see their hometown, and they're like, oh, this is like, like where I had my first kiss and all that stuff, and you're like, oh, cool. And I never really got to do that because living in America, like, it's so far away. And I feel like I finally got to do that with Oscar. It was really fun. And where I was like, this is where I smoked my first cigarette. Like,
and he's like, that's awesome.
A businessman just left it in the ashtray and then we took it. Which is literally what happened. We went to I was like 14 and it was a group of friends, and we went to they have like arcades everywhere in Japan. And we went into an arcade, and then a businessman, I guess, like lit a cigarette, took one puff, and then it went out, and then went to another game. And my friend like picked it up and was like, what should we do with this? Went to an alley, and like we all took turns like taking a puff, being like, whoa, we're rebels.
That's so cute.
And that must have been so fun for Oscar too, because I love that kind of. I love going to a place with a person that is from there that knows it. And I mean, I also love showing people a place that I love and I grew up in. So, but like both sides of that, that's such a fun trip.
It was. I went into the part where I went wrong was I went into that mode immediately, which after like a 14-hour flight is like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my brain was just fireworks were going off because it was like, oh my God, I haven't seen my like old apartment from when I was a child, you know.
Yeah.
In this many
and
years.
Oscar was like, absolutely, but can we
Can we
take a
see-
nap in the hotel?
Yeah. I am starving. And I'm like, yeah.
Totally. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, and I felt that way. Because I'd been to Tokyo in 2009. I'd spent like maybe a month there.
Yeah.
And which is not growing up there,
No,
but
it's a good amount.
it's still
of
a good
time.
amount. Yeah. And when Rachel and I went, like beforehand, I was having like I had a dream of like being so excited to show Rachel Tokyo and take her around.
Yes.
And like, you know, so on that, it's a smaller level, but
Yeah.
like it was just so fun showing. It's just so fun showing
It's
somebody
so
like these
fun.
places you love.
It's
Yeah.
also fun because speaking of the arcades, like I love Dance Dance Revolution. And going to like the Taito stations, it got to be a thing where like if I was grumpy or
Yeah,
upset, Garrett would find the nearest Taito station so I could play DDR, and I would like perk back up. But like it
Yeah.
became a thing where we were like, if I'm like irrationally kind of like angry or grumpy about something, it's like let her play and then she'll perk up.
Yeah. That's very
And it
much like-
works.
it works.
Yeah.
Oscar's a video game person too. And they're everywhere. So we got to like go and he would play that. There's one version, it's like DDR, but a little different, where it's a screen and you have to touch your palm to there's like a gorilla on the screen, like a cool DJ gorilla. And the DJ gorilla is like, just like, you know, when I put my hand on the screen, you put your hand on the screen. And then you like learn a dance through that.
That's
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
So he loved that one.
Yeah, and he got really good at it.
Wow.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, wait. What was the other trip
what was
you
the
were
other
gonna
trip?
mention?
Oh, so my dad retired in Hawaii for a while before he passed, and I just love Hawaii so much. Oahu is where he lived, and it's such a beautiful, special place. And you know, and there's like a big Japanese American community there. It's one of the few places where I felt like I just blended in for the first time because everyone is mixed. Asian mix, islander mix. It's just like a mix of so many people. And so it was like the first time where I'm like, oh, you know, in Japan, they could tell that I was half American.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, you're the American girl. But in America,
You'd be the Japanese girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time where I felt like I was just a girl. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I hear that from my friends who are like mixed or like, you know, from like two very prominent cultures, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm both but feel like I belong to neither.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, that's so cool. You found a place where you're like, oh, this is where I go.
Yeah.
You know?
Where like it's like being half, you feel like you're 100% one culture and 100% the other, but then are seen as like neither in a sense. But like the way I was raised, I definitely have like a super heavy influence of both.
Yeah.
And in Hawaii, I feel like it's very much that idea is very much understood, that you can be you can be one person and 100% two cultures. Like
Yeah.
That's so nice. I like that.
yeah.
So, Anne,
Yes.
new question for you.
Yes.
What's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip?
Ooh, the taste of like authentic, like the food that you grew up with is everything to me. Like ramen that like, so when I, you know, growing up in Japan, there was, after school, there was like a ramen shop near where I went to elementary, middle, and high school in Japan. And we would often go there, and it was good ramen, but it's not like Michelin star.
Yeah,
but,
Yeah.
but it's like what you know, and there's that sense memory of like, oh my god, this tastes like elementary school, you know.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
And being able to like, oh, this is like, and like ramen in Japan, there's a type of flavor for like different regions. So like the North Hokkaido is like a little creamier broth, you know, and like Japan is like shoyu ramen is like the flavor there, and also okonomiyaki, which is like a vegetable pancake.
We're
we
obsessed
love
with it.
It's
we
so
were
good.
we were
So
going
good.
to after
So
this
good.
we did have plans this afternoon potentially to go to get okonomiyaki, but they fell through. But,
Oh no!
but we
I'm
are
so
yeah
sorry.
no
Maybe next week, maybe
yeah
next
we yeah
You
but
gotta do
we
it.
love okonomiyaki.
It's so
Yes.
delicious, and
Yeah.
there's also like different styles of
regions,
making.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Osaka versus Hiroshima.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tokyo has monjayaki, which is like their
Oh.
version. Is like more smushier.
Okay.
Oh,
I
we
probably
haven't-
like
yeah, I
that.
know.
I'm a big slop girl, which is why okonomiyaki in general as a
Yes.
concept works really well for me.
Delicious. Yeah. So yeah, getting to like
Yeah.
eat the different regions, and you know, and like, but then going back to Tokyo and being like, this is the flavor that I like grew up with. It's like that means the
Yeah.
world to me.
Yeah, it's having that ratatouille moment.
Yeah.
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 Well, as somebody who's
Absolutely.
like constantly traveling and moving, it feels like being reminded of
Yeah.
home or like
Yeah.
your origins like is really special.
Yeah, because it is like different, a little different in the States. The things that still feel kind of the same is like you know, in Japan 7-Elevens have just the best food.
Yes.
Oh, we know.
I miss it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so good. And like onigiri, like those
Yeah.
rice balls are such a part of
Yeah.
my youth. And they're like 180 yen. That's
Yeah.
what, like less than $1, or no,
It's-
less than $2.
Yeah, less than $2. Yeah, depending
Yeah.
on when you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of the Japanese sandwich.
Yeah.
And you could get these here in Little Tokyo. So
Rachel goes. She works near Little Tokyo.
So if I need like a little snack, I get the seasoned kelp onigiri
Yes.
from the grocery store, and it is
Yes.
just like $1.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Okaka, that's my favorite flavor.
Oh,
It's like
what's
bonita
that?
flakes. And
Oh,
so-
okay.
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
cool.
That's like that's always been my favorite since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and salmon, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you like, do you consider yourself a food-based traveler at all, or you like when you're in Japan, you're like there for the, you know, among many things.
Yeah.
You're excited for the food, but when you travel other places, the food is kind of secondary.
Food is important for sure, but definitely like, you know, you want to experience the place and the things to do and the culture, and food is culture to me.
Right,
Like
yeah.
I feel like being Asian American, that's like a very Asian American thing, is like,
Yeah.
you know, we speak with food. Like your mom doesn't really say I love you, she says, are you
Yeah.
hungry? like that's, yeah. So I feel like it's culture is the main focus, but food translates culture in my mind, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that.
So let's move off food for a little bit and talk about
Sure.
other aspects, other attractions.
Yeah.
What tourist attraction do you feel that you visited lived up to the hype?
Ooh, good question. Oh man. Okay. Hawaii, I would say surfing is like,
Do you surf?
I do.
What the hell?
Poorly though. I'm not good, but I love
Can you
love
stand
it. Yeah.
on the board and go on a wave?
Yeah.
Right away. Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Impressive.
Yeah, my dad, like the first time I surfed was when I was 16. We visited, from Japan, we visited Hawaii. It was like the first time I've been there. And I took a lesson from this, like on Waikiki Beach, there's like, you know, like those huts, and you could, for $50, a guy will take you out and show you how to do it. And the guy who did it was this guy named Salty Dog.
Wow.
And he taught me everything I know. But I was hooked. And then every time I'd visit my dad, I would rent a board. And then for Christmas, he bought me a surfboard.
Oh.
Cute.
And it was just, I loved that board so much, and I would take it out all the time, and every morning I would go surfing, and
That's
it's
awesome.
And it's cool because you feel like a local and you're doing the thing, but also starting your morning with a physical activity and connecting to nature. And,
yeah. I was diagnosed with CPTSD, PTSD, and oftentimes people who have my disorder, we don't know how to stay aware of our bodies. We're not really in our bodies. It's a very hard thing to try to explain, but surfing, a lot of people do meditation and stuff to feel present in their bodies, and I feel like surfing was my meditation. I'm too hyperactive to do meditation and yoga and stuff, but surfing, you're paddling in a rhythm. You're in tune with. This sounds so hippie dippy, but you're in tune with the waves. When the sets are coming. They come in patterns of sets of threes,
that's cool.
and you know that the bigger one is not the first wave, so you got to wait for the second. And you got
it's engaging enough that it keeps you grounded and rooted, and it's so tactile, and on top of that you literally can't have your phone on you.
Exactly.
Also incredible.
You're focused on the present, the here and now, instead of living in your head, worrying about I gotta do all these things, you're I'm gonna find the break that I feel good,
and then even afterwards your body has that glowy feeling, and your hair's all salty, and you have sand in your ears, so
Love
you're just
it.
it leaves its mark on you.
I love it. I love the ocean so much. So that more than lives up to its hype. It's and the only place Hawaii's the only place I feel safe surfing, because LA, the water is super cold. You can't see anything. It's dark. It's murky. There's sharks everywhere. I mean, there's sharks in Hawaii, but
but you can see them coming.
And it's just, and there's also coral reefs that kind of keep them out in the places
cool.
I like to go. But here it's just it's too, I don't know.
Scary.
Too scary. Too scary.
Okay, so Anne, what has been, speaking of oceans, what has been your biggest fish out of water moment?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Every question you give the most generous hype.
Thank you.
I guess Florida's one.
Yeah, that
FSU?
sounded a pretty big.
That's a pretty big fish out of water moment. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. And in high school, so my junior and senior year, I did live in Egypt, Cairo, Egypt, for my dad was stationed there.
Yeah.
And but I never really felt super fish out of water there.
Yeah.
I love that you felt more like a fish out of water in Florida than in Egypt.
Truly.
Yeah.
Where I was I don't know how to blend in.
Did you feel like that's where you just kind of gave up and you're well, I am who I am? Or did you do you feel like you never quite cracked it?
I kind of feel like I never quite cracked it, but you gotta live, so you just
you gotta keep going.
Do you feel like being in that world that's so different from you helped you? Did it grow you at all? Do you feel like you grew from that experience, or just felt out of place and you were
it's definitely sink or swim. I feel but I have that mentality towards anything, and if you survived something, then I guess you grew.
I guess.
Tallahassee is definitely feels more small town, and I've never experienced a smaller town America. I mean, I'm sure Tallahassee's huge now, but at the time it was there's like 2 Waffle Houses and
Yeah.
and there's like bars and stuff, but it's not like New York City,
Yeah.
No.
It's no Vienna, Virginia.
Okay, so Anne,
Yes.
if you could step into any moment from your travels, anytime you wished, which quintessential perfect moment would you pick?
Ooh, that's such a good question. Again, that's such a good question. Man, okay, let me think. This is okay, so when we were in Japan, Oscar and I decided to go to Shinjuku. Like we were gonna go. So when I was like young and sorry, like now, since I grew up, I realized that I'm a bisexual. And like when I was a kid, there's a gay district in Japan, like Nichome, but like I never really got to go or like experience it. So as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like realizing this about myself and wanting to embrace it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to Nichome and I'm going to really like be me. And so Oscar and I were on our way to go to Nichome in Shinjuku, but then we were hungry. So we stopped into this like pub and we were just like grabbing some pub food and snacks. And there was like a table of like 5 people, and they started singing Whitney Houston, and then we started like singing along with them, like the other parts and stuff, or like the like we were doing that, and we just immediately decided to all hang out together. And we never even made it to Nichome because we stayed at this cafe the entire time. And like we got there around like 10:30, and we ended up just gabbing with them and hanging out and doing bits till 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was like the most fun.
Yeah.
And there was one gentleman that was so funny that I fell in love with.
You're like, so there went the bisexual.
Yeah.
I remembered I love men.
Yeah, if you're funny, I will fall madly in love with you.
Yes.
And that was just like a moment where I felt so fulfilled, and like I really feel like culture is like a big part of experiencing the culture of a place is the people.
Yes.
And it was just so exciting to like kind of show Oscar that.
Yeah.
And,
That's like the moment too you just pray will happen,
Yes.
which is like nothing you can plan. You're
Yeah.
just like, we're going to travel and we hope that something magical comes
Yes.
out of this. And you never know
Yeah.
when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have happened unless you guys had joined in and they were like, oh, we see you. You're fun too.
Yes.
Like fun, recognize fun.
Fun, recognize fun. Yeah. So that was like a really, and like I feel like Oscar and I left that moment just being like, wow, like that was so, the universe, just our paths intertwined, and this magic happened,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also impressive that the pub was like open that late.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Japan, we go hard.
Yeah.
It's a drinking culture, so we we party.
Okay, so Anne, is there a local custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wished you'd implemented into your daily life? Oh. So like, for example, we did this for a while when we visited my family in the Netherlands. Like the Dutch breakfast is like essentially like a series of cheeses and breads, and you just like eat cheese and bread and like
spreads.
speculoos, cheese, bread, and spreads for breakfast. So we kept like we tried to keep up like a cheese box that we would bring out and eat for breakfast. We weren't able to maintain it.
Yes,
very long.
but it was fun for a
But it
little
was really
bit.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Definitely, I feel like I'm a much more healthy person when I would visit my dad in Hawaii. Like
Yeah.
in LA, I don't walk. I'm very sedentary. I watch a lot of TV. I smoke a lot of weed. But as soon as I'm in Hawaii, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to go surfing and touch the ocean and breathe the air.
You're
And
like,
I would
I'm
even
a different person.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just become more involved in the nature. I want to be like in it. You know? Like I want to be surrounded by the plants and the water and the sky. And
do you ever want to bring that like that kind of way of living home with you, or is it like that's for Hawaii?
I want to. I wish I was better at it, but
It is hard, especially in
hard.
LA. Yeah,
It's so hard. Like I wake up, it's hot in my room because there's the air conditioning sucks. It's like 100 something degrees outside, and it's not this like breezy warm bath. It's
mean.
It's mean.
Yeah, mean heat.
You're shoved in a toaster oven and it's just beating down on you from above.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
Do you ever wonder like if you'll ever like move to Hawaii kind of? Like
I
if
think
you're
about
like
it all
if,
the time.
Yeah, if you're like if I feel this way sometimes too, where I'm like, when I finally decide that I want to be happy, I will leave and go to the place where I know I'm happy.
I think about buying an abandoned house in Japan. I follow multiple accounts.
I follow those. I think about that too.
All of the
Would
time.
you like try to be down in like Okinawa or like more of the like tropical?
I think about that. Yeah, because it's like it's a combo of both cultures.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be really awesome. Although I am such a Tokyo girl at heart too.
You love the city.
Yeah.
I love Tokyo. It's just
such a
You'd have to do half and half.
I would have to do half and half. I would love, I mean, dream of dreams. Yeah. Own property in Hawaii and Japan. But although I'm more conscious and aware of like what's happening in Hawaii, and I think it's very important to like keep that at the forefront.
Yeah.
So like the Hawaiians, it was a colonialized state, and their land was robbed from them. Like it was just taken, and the Hawaiians are being outpriced, so they can't even like live in their own homeland anymore. And I don't want to add to that by buying property, and then the rent goes up and the prices of the houses go up, and then the locals can't afford to live there anymore. So like now that is a huge problem, I'm like, oh, maybe that's probably not the best idea for but I do have this like fantasy of like, so I'm like a cat lady.
Yes.
You're very kind to Danny.
Oh, I love Danny. I'm also I'm an animal lady.
Yeah.
But like it would be but like when I was younger, I imagined that like, oh, I want to be a mom, I want to have kids. But now that I'm the age I am and I have, other things I want to do, it's like that part of my life is kind of hard to, also I haven't met the person that I want to have kids with yet, which is also another huge hurdle.
Yeah.
And I think about, like a dream would be to like have a house where I could like foster, like I didn't have a stable upbringing. Like my mom is a very complicated person, and like it'd be nice to give that to kids. And like I just feel like Hawaii is just such a great place for kids to grow up in nature, and also like the culture is so beautiful and is moving with like love, and is very similar to like Shintoism in a sense. And like Shinto and Buddhism is what I like grew up with. There's traditions and just like little, even though you're not religious, there's ways of thought. Like I was always told that everything has a soul. Don't pick up a rock and take it home because there's a soul to it and you're moving it away from its home. My mom always told me that.
Yeah.
And there's the same saying in Hawaii as well. Like you don't want to move things from its home.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just like raises you to have such a respect for for everything in life, and I'm like, oh, I would want to raise kids in that kind of way of living and thought. And I also love America and Japan, and Hawaii kind of has this like both.
It's the perfect.
Yeah.
It's like the literal in between of how you feel in between.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
it's like where that's physicalized the most.
Yeah. So that's like a fantasy I have. And then the other fantasy, of course, is just like full-heartedly moving to Japan and just like living life. Yeah.
Getting your Japanese citizenship.
Yeah. That would be great. Okay. We have a lightning round.
Oh, okay.
So we have a series of either or questions.
Okay.
And we're gonna.
This feels easier to me. I'm gonna. This is where I soar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rachel's already calling one.
Okay.
She's highlighted. She's bolded one already
Love.
in the doc. So yeah, just go with your gut first.
Okay.
Answer the first.
Can I
answer.
explain why?
If you want.
Okay.
They're not very. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. If you have a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Yep. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
City or country?
Ooh, both.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
somewhere like LA, you could live in the city but also drive to Big Bear. Like
Yeah.
Tokyo, same. You just take an hour train ride.
Yeah.
There's
You're
the
out.
woods. I love it. I love
love that too.
onsen.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah.
spots, yeah.
Beer or wine?
Wine. Beer makes me bloated.
Fair. You'll want to feel sick, and we respect that. I feel like weed would probably be the.
Yeah,
I
we-
love.
Yeah. It would probably.
Yes,
yeah.
please. Which is hard in Japan because there's strict
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah. History or modern?
History.
Clubs or cafes?
Cafes.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Fancy or casual?
I guess more often casual, but fancy's nice every now and then.
Okay.
Fast or slow?
Ooh, that's tough. Because of my weird brain, I like both simultaneously all
Fair.
at once.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yes.
You're answering a lot like I would, where it's just like, oh, I mean, I think Rachel, this drives Rachel crazy, where I'm just like, oh, all of it. I love all of it.
Yeah. I want to be on my phone while I watch TV. Yeah.
Okay, last one. Dogs or cats or cows or monkeys?
Oh, all of them.
Yeah. That's
All
what
of them.
All right. So
Cuddle,
You want to cuddle puddle with dogs, cats, cows, and monkeys?
Yes.
All
Oh,
together?
that's
That would be
cute.
Yeah,
dreamy.
I like
That'd be so much fun. The cat would be on the bottom because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest,
yeah.
and we'll all lay on its tummy.
Yeah.
And cuddle.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds great. All right, and we're gonna take a brief break
Okay.
here.
Yes.
While we tabulate
Yeah.
the data that you have given us.
Love this.
And we are going to come up with 2 individual trips for you that we think would be your dream trip.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So we will be right back.
Okay.
All right, we're back in. Welcome back.
Hi.
Did you have a nice break?
I did. I laid with Danny.
Yeah.
Sat on my tummy. It was very nice.
Danny is, he's here to keep people comfortable and entertained during the break.
Love. He's doing a very good job.
He's so good.
Such a good boy.
Pause.
I know. He's got his paws up
He's
by his
full
nose.
sploot.
Yeah.
So cute.
He is just like a burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh
could
my
do a
gosh.
podcast all just about.
Called We Love Danny.
We Love
And
Danny.
Yeah.
invite people
Yeah.
over to talk about Danny with
Yeah.
us.
Oh my God. He has such a good butt.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
Oh, and his little turkey legs. so cute.
He's got such chicken legs. The
Yeah.
thighs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
And
Yes.
who do you want to go first, Rachel?
I'll just go first.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to be in my head about it.
I know.
This is
I'm in my
longer.
head about mine too. But
Okay, so Anne,
Yes.
because surfing and the beach just seem like such a prominent thing for you,
Yes.
I'd like to send you to Sri Lanka for 2
Oh,
love.
Uh-huh.
fun.
I heard what you said about wanting to feel like you're surfing in like a place with like safe waves.
Yeah.
And it is in the like top safest places for surfing beginners, and it's quickly becoming like a big surfing hub for people.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
That's incredible.
So Sri Lanka is also known for having exceptionally kind and welcoming people. It's a Buddhist country.
Yes.
So I think you'll resonate with some of their vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you kind of like a part city, part beach
Perfection
situation.
That's me.
That's you. So I also looked it up. It is a multinational country and multi-ethnic, multi-religious.
Love.
If it's helpful to you to know, I might butcher this. It's constituted of Sinhalese, Tamils, Muslims, and 0.7% are Chinese Moors and Burghers of Dutch and Portuguese descendants. So it is kind of a melting pot area.
Love that.
So, as far as the like balance of things goes, I want you to spend 1 week in Galle. It's on the south coast of Sri Lanka, and that's where all the surfing is. So you'll relax on the beach, you'll surf, you can have some like surfing instruction if you'd like. You can bring a friend with you, or you can go on your own. It depends what you want to do.
I think bring a friend.
Okay, you're going to have a friend chilling with you who's like excited about surfing and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
So, the beaches of Arugam Bay are known for their sugar soft sands, coconut palms, and utter solitude.
Perfection.
So you can really like kind of have the beach all to yourself.
Love
which is
that.
really impressive. You don't have to worry about big crowds. So I think it'll give you the kind of like relaxation and peace and the feeling of like getting away from things and getting back in touch with nature that you would like.
I love
Additionally, because you're an animal person, I'd love to send you to Udawalawe National Park, which is known for its wild elephants.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's got like the biggest collection of wild elephants anywhere in the world.
God, I would love to see.
I'm going to send you to another national park that's known for leopards, which is crazy. Kitty cats.
Yes.
And then I'll also send you to, this is like touching in, you'll get a little bit of a history moment. You'll go to 1,500-year-old ruins and grand dagobas that still attract Buddhist pilgrims by the thousands. You can take a tuk-tuk or a bicycle there. So it feels very cool. You can also check out the giant stupas in Jethavanarama. Oh my God. Jethavanarama.
Wait, what are stupas?
Stupas are like...
They're like little temples, but they're like small, kind of like... the ones that I saw were like little white.
Oh.
Here it is.
There are big ones too. There are
Yeah,
big ones.
and
In
because...
Japan, I guess like a jinja? Little jinja?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, this one was built in the 3rd century and was once the
Wow.
3rd tallest building in the entire world.
Wow.
And that's only after the first 2 Egyptian pyramids.
Wow.
So-
So maybe not so small.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
there's
wrong.
also another noteworthy Buddhist temple to see in Anuradhapura, which is considered the earliest dagoba to be built on the island. And more importantly than all that, there are monkeys there that are just like hanging out everywhere. So you're going to get like a combination of like history and nature with the elephants, leopards, and monkeys. Then for the... Oh, also, while you're off surfing and stuff, there are dolphins and whales in that area. So no need to worry about sharks, but you will see dolphins and whales.
Oh my gosh, I've
which
always
is really
wanted to
cool.
like befriend a dolphin and a whale.
And I'll say, when you go, they're particularly friendly and chill. So also as you're traveling around, I'd love for you to take the iconic 7 to 8 hour train from Kandy to Badula. You'll pass through the very scenic and gorgeous tea country with neon green tea bushes. And this train was originally built by the British to transport tea. So it's like kind of old, and like there'll always be like snacks provided on the train. And it'll kind of be like a nice moment as you're transitioning from like the country to the city.
I love that.
I'm going to have you go to Colombo. That is Sri Lanka's biggest city.
Yes.
It's a dream vacation destination for people who long to experience the wonders of a tropical paradise. So it's got gorgeous beaches, delectable food, nice people, and cool historical sites to explore. It's cool of more like colorful and eccentric temples. Like we're talking like neon bright colors. It's like really cool.
Love that.
You'll also go thrifting there, which will be very cool. And then also to give you an idea of like the kind of food you're going to be eating throughout this trip, the food is not dissimilar to what India is serving in the north, but because there's so much seafood, that's kind of like the main fare.
I love seafood.
Yeah, there's a Jaffna crab curry, which is regarded to be the best in the world.
Wow.
Where chefs take their time to grind the coconut, making the paste toasty and rich. And then in the south, you can check out the squid curry, which is cooked quickly in coconut cream and lime juice. So you're going to be eating like a lot of like delicious seafood with kind of like a more Indian food flair.
Love.
So throughout this, especially when you're like at the beach, you can choose a beach shack that's like very cute and well stocked with good amenities, or you can stay in like a cute like little boutique hotel because I want you to be sleeping well.
Boutique hotel is sounds perfect.
I know. I hear boutique and I'm like, yes. So that yes. So that is the trip I'm pitching to you. It'll be a combination of like Sri Lanka's biggest city, which isn't going to be the size of New York,
right?
But the biggest city in the country, and beach with a lot of like nature and animals thrown in. So it'll be a combination of those two things.
That sounds amazing. It makes me really want to go to Sri Lanka now.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It does, yeah.
I didn't show you any of the pictures, but it is just like a really stunning natural paradise, kind of like tropical paradise.
Oh, I really want to go.
Like, look at that.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
Beaches, culture. That's the train.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Look at that bridge.
I know, it's crazy. Cool. Yeah. So it's just like, and there's Colombo. Just very cool, and still has like a lot of like water features as a part of it. So that's kind of leopard.
That's amazing. Sorry, that's amazing.
Yeah, and like here's like kind of like more of the nature.
Look at those trees.
The elephants. Yeah, so that's
look at that water.
Yeah. It's very cool.
That's awesome. Oh, I love this. This is a good trip.
Thank you.
I'm so in. Okay. This is stiff competition.
I know. Rachel really broke it down
crushed
well.
it. Yeah, you crushed it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a big similarity in that I'm also sending you on a surfing trip. It's not all surfing like Rachel's.
I wasn't all surfing.
There's elephants and dolphins.
No. Sorry, I meant it. It's not all like Rachel's. Like Rachel's is also not all. But yes, that was
what
confusing.
The hell?
Rachel, all she talked about was surfing.
You're not remembering the facts.
I didn't listen to hers, but all I heard was surfing.
Can I guess where you're sending her?
Sure.
Bali?
No, I am sending you to Peru.
Oh.
So we'll start in Lima.
Okay.
Which that's not surfing, but One thing about Peru is
Yeah.
it has a large Japanese population.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have there's a cuisine called Nikkei, which is
Oh.
Peruvian Japanese cuisine.
Okay.
And so you'll get to experience, a whole other combination of Japanese with another culture.
I love that.
Yeah, so
That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
It
that
is,
is
I
yeah.
really
didn't.
cool.
I've been to Peru and I didn't see this though.
you didn't go to
He's making it
Osaka.
up.
You didn't go to Osaka, or
There's a Osaka in Peru.
it's a restaurant.
I was like, oh,
Maido.
Go on.
my
So it's
Yeah.
a lot of seafood.
yum.
And
I
so
love seafood.
it's a lot of yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that, yeah. So it's like a lot of let's see, there's a lot of different dishes where it's kind of got the bright flavors of Peruvian food.
I
with-
do love
Yeah.
meat on rice, which is a big
Ooh.
Peruvian.
Do you
food.
love guinea pig on rice?
like?
Because that's the national dish of Peru.
but that's not the Nikkei dish.
Is it delicious? I will
don't
try. I will try guinea pig, even though they're very cute, adorable
Yeah.
animals. If you tell me they're as good as a beef bowl, I'm sorry, Danny. I feel like you're part guinea pig. I apologize.
So some of the dishes that they have there are like lomo saltado sushi.
I love sushi.
So it's strips of beef, onions, tomatoes, and soy sauce all rolled up in sushi, rice, and nori seaweed.
Ooh,
There's like ceviches with Japanese influences in it. Nikkei tacos.
Ooh.
So tacos with a tempura fish topped with tangy salsa criolla, avocado, and Kewpie mayo.
I love Kewpie mayo.
Oh yeah, I love Kewpie
So
mayo
good.
too. That's the only mayo we have in our house.
the best mayo on the planet. My
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a Peruvian ceviche with Japanese sushi. So sushi ceviche. So
Sounds good. You're
yeah.
making me hungry.
I know. So yeah, you'll get to experience like a different, I guess a large Japanese population moved pre-World War II into Peru.
Yeah.
And then while in Lima there, I also found Al Peso shop, Vintage Paradise in Miraflores. There's a vintage shop with no name. There's
Love.
like several small vintage stores.
Okay,
stores
so
that
I
you
could go
check out.
thrifty.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I mean, look, you have to go to Machu Picchu
Yes.
while you're there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you do the hike unless you want to do the hike.
No, I can't do that.
Okay.
But I want to go to
You
the
can
top.
take
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bus right to the top.
Oh.
So I'm
perfection.
gonna send you by train
Okay.
first to Aguas Calientes.
Ooh.
The train is a scenic 3.5-hour trip through the Urubamba River in the Sacred Valley. It goes along with dramatic canyon walls on either side.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you'll take a bus up, and you'll get to spend the day. So that will be 3 days. So 4 days in Lima, 3
Okay.
days at Machu Picchu and
I'll
Aguas
also
Calientes.
say Machu Picchu is covered in alpacas.
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
is cool. Yeah.
yeah,
they are cute.
Yeah.
They are
I'll be
cute.
generous and I'll say there are animals there.
Yeah.
Thank you for your generosity.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get back to Lima,
Yeah.
you'll take a flight to Mancora,
Okay.
which is a beach town.
Oh.
It's a big surfing paradise. And it's not known for, it's not the place with the big waves. It's not
Okay.
the place with like where the experts.
Yeah. I don't.
Surf.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
do the pipeline. I'm not.
No, yeah. And it even there's an exposed beach reef
Ooh.
and Point Break to keep it pretty, safe.
Ooh.
And it's known for whales out deeper there. So there's some nature there as well. It's a beautiful little town. You'll stay at, oh wow, the tabs. I should have moved this tab to here. I'm gonna have you stay at these the Mancora Apartments. which are right on the beach.
Ooh.
They
there a
kind of have
picture?
the beak shack. No. Wait. Oh,
No.
wait. I can get a picture. Ooh, yeah. Here's the patio. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There's your view from your window.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on the beach.
Cute. Oh,
Cute
I
little
love
home.
that.
So you're gonna stay. Oh wow, look at this. Look at that sunset.
Wow.
Look at that sunset
Look
from
at
the
that
patio.
sunset. Look at that sunset from the patio.
Yeah, and it's a town. If you want to party, everybody parties at this one hotel bar, Loki.
Oh, I like that it's just one party venue.
Yeah, that's
fun.
where like everybody goes.
Okay.
And it goes all night.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna have you stay at that hotel because I want you to have your space.
Space.
Yeah, it's one of the best surf spots. It's known for its mellow waves. Danny wants out. Restaurants and cafes line the main street.
Danny doesn't want out.
I know.
What
he
a
just-
hoe.
I know.
He just wants the flies to come in.
Yeah, he's like, you let my friends outside and now they can't come back in. There's also that main street has some bars that have a lively nightlife. Nearby, southeast of town, there's the La Poza de Barro hot springs
Oh, I love hot springs
and mud baths.
Oh
Ooh,
shit,
that's fun.
Yeah.
So you can surf in the morning
Oh.
and then hot spring in the evening.
Oh man.
I love a hot spring too, and
That's
I
pretty good.
I kind of want to go to these hot springs, and also weed is decriminalized
Oh.
Important.
in Peru. Just so you know.
That's this is tough.
Yep, that is my pitch to you.
That's these both of these trips are so good.
I also want to say weed is legally sold
Yeah,
through herbal
Ayurvedic.
shops
Yeah.
in Sri Lanka.
All
Yes.
right.
But it is sold as an Ayurvedic medicine, I believe.
As it is to us all.
yeah. Man, this is good. I like both of these trips.
Well, talk it out. Talk it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I do. The thing that sticks out the most that Sri Lanka has that Peru doesn't have is elephants.
It's true.
I really want to see an elephant. I really
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, your
They
voice
are
got a lot
cool.
deeper.
Yeah, I love elephants so much. And I love whales and dolphins. They both have whales. One has, I guess, do they both have dolphins?
I'm sure there's dolphins in Peru.
Who has a friendlier whale and dolphin that?
I did say that mine
Oh.
were friendly.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, also Mancora is known as the only warm beach
Oh.
in Peru.
Oh, so the water's
The water
typically
there's
colder.
colder in Peru, but in
Okay.
Mancora the water somehow is what I read.
Do you need a
Somehow
wetsuit?
there. No, you don't. Not in Mancora.
Okay.
That was the thing. They said Mancora, you don't need a wetsuit because this is the warmest beach in Peru.
Ooh.
I don't know how it got warm. Maybe it's the hot springs pouring into it.
Oh,
I doubt
do.
that. Would be the
That's-
whole-
yeah.
It'd be
No,
enough.
that's not science.
Yeah.
Man, I do. That's like when you said hot springs, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, elephants are hot springs.
My one thing is the one thing I don't like to do as much in travel is to take a plane to another place.
Would you? Yeah, I know. Because I was looking.
That's the only thing that I'm like, oh,
From Lima
going
to
back to the
Mancora,
airport is
yeah.
rough for me for some reason.
From Lima to Mancora, there is a bus,
okay,
but it's it's like a bus through the Andes.
oh,
Or well, not
so it's like
necessarily
a
through
rough
the Andes.
ride.
Well, let me see. I kind of.
Someone wants to win.
Well, it might be.
Well, I get car sick. I do
We've-
get car sick easily.
We've never done it this way, but
Yeah.
as we're adding shit onto our trips, I'll say Sri
know.
Lanka also has hot springs.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, the bus is 17 hours
Oh, that's
from
rough.
Lima to Mancora. That's why I would send you by plane.
By plane. It just makes more sense.
Yeah.
I feel like the plane I know. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm leaning towards Sri Lanka. I'm so sorry.
The lamest evil laugh.
Like, I love taking the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Kyoto.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you just sit on a train, and the lunch boxes that they give you are like so amazing.
I'll say this now: the train in Sri Lanka is not going to be like a train in Japan. I have taken trains in India,
Yeah.
which is different from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Different country, but as far as I am aware, the trains are pretty similar.
BBC did a piece on it. Sri Lanka's most beautiful train journey.
I'm sure it's a
That
beautiful
does
train
sound-
ride,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get a bento box.
That's true. But the views sound amazing.
Yeah, the views do sound amazing.
It's also Sri Lanka, I guess, is also the third largest coffee exporter in the world.
I love coffee.
I mean,
which I
Peru
didn't
also has.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Peru's
true.
got good
so
coffee.
they're probably pretty even there. In fact, I'd say Peruvian coffee's probably better.
Wow, okay.
They're both so good. I love both trips. So I have to base my decision on just like
It's what
small
you choose.
inconvenience.
Yep.
I think the small inconvenience is so nothing, but just going
Yeah, that's
back
fair.
to the airport, having to get on a plane. It's like another vacation in my head, just the way
Yeah.
my brain works. So and elephants.
And elephants.
Alpacas?
Alpacas are cute,
But you can see them here in LA.
Yeah. Also, like, there's something so magical about like a very smart elephant. Wow, that's a beautiful train.
Oh wow, yeah, that is.
That's
nice.
That looks.
Yeah, that's probably the
luxurious.
expensive.
Those
But
are straight
I'm
up
picking
couches.
that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
So,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I think I'm gonna go with Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Rachel usually
apologies.
wins.
No, that's
Really?
not true. I've lost the past two.
Oh,
Yeah, but you
Before that, I was
you-
like on
you
a
had, like,
6-show
yeah,
streak or something.
something like that. Yeah.
I had to
Yeah,
take it
I'm
back.
so sorry. I didn't
No,
tell
it's
you
okay.
about my weird thing about going back to the airport.
Why didn't you say that?
I know. I should have said
And
that.
I know.
the thing is, when somebody says cats and cows and dogs and monkeys, all of those equal elephant.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, if
So-
they say all of them.
All of
It
them.
actually, like an elephant is all of those things.
An elephant
We-
is all of those things.
We used to have
Yeah.
a question about the mode of transportation you prefer.
Yeah, like
Because I love trains.
Yeah.
I love trains, but I'm
love
not.
trains.
I'm not against
Yeah.
a short flight
Yeah.
in country. Like,
Yeah.
I've done
Sometimes
it.
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Island hop in
I do
Hawaii.
prefer
You gotta get on
train.
a. Yeah.
Well, and Garrett just
Yeah.
likes to be like in airports and stuff. And for
do.
other people, you're like, this is annoying.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah.
enjoyed some of those small airports in Ethiopia that we went to.
That's fun.
It was
Yeah, they
interesting.
felt like a bus station.
Yeah,
kinda,
they were.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
were interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't really like.
That's cool for me.
Yeah, airports are fun. Just the flying aspect. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like flying. I'm a
Yeah.
little scared
That's
of
fair.
flying.
For me, the thing I
Yeah.
really don't like is like carrying my shit around.
Yes, that
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
just the
hates that.
cumbersome cumbersome
yeah,
Cumbersome
nature.
nation.
yeah.
of luggage is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
frustrating to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get so mad.
I totally get that. Also, like having to go through security and then like everyone's rushing to get boarded on the plane, like that. Those two things for some reason
Yeah.
bring me so much anxiety.
They get a rise out of me. I think I distinctly remember a time in Paris where like somebody cut me in line
Oh, I hate that.
going onto
Yeah.
a plane, and I was so mad.
I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I feel like I always get mad in situations where I think there are rules and then people don't follow the imaginary rules I have in my
Yeah.
head.
Yes.
I'm like, somebody's got to stop this.
Yeah. Japan, we love rule. We
Yeah,
love to
I
follow
know.
rules. I love to follow rules. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just going to be easier if we all agree on how to do this. America doesn't like rules.
Yeah, well, and I
It's a
think
free
everybody,
country of the free.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
And I also think we have so many different cultures that
Yeah.
each culture has different,
different
rules.
rules.
And then
Yes.
we're like, oh, we're
point.
all following different rules.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that aspect.
There's some
of it.
fun
Like,
to that. Yeah.
But yeah, it is. If you're a rule follower,
Yeah. It gets
can
hard.
be
Like
hard.
lines, like just you wait patiently in a line, but when people just kind of cut in front of you, it just feels like chaos, and I just hate that.
And they're like rewarded for being an asshole.
Yes.
And you're like, where's justice?
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm so sorry.
Thank
Your
you.
trip seemed
No,
amazing.
thank
I
you.
would
It's
love to
okay.
go too.
I didn't know that about there being such a large Japanese population.
Yeah,
that's dope.
really cool.
Yeah.
there are Nikkei restaurants here in LA.
Oh,
that you can go to. Yeah.
I would love
We
to
should all go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm in.
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
Nike?
Nikkei.
Nikkei.
Yeah. Oh, is Danny snoring?
He is.
Dreaming of beef bowls.
Yeah, I know. He is.
He's like,
He is dreaming of beef bowls.
oh,
Let's see if
wow.
I can get Danny
Yeah,
snore
this
on
is
here.
really worth it.
I woke
He
him
just
up and
started
smelling
the
yeah,
mic.
Okay, never mind.
It's like, what the hell?
Why is this in my face?
Okay. Thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also,
the
we
best
need to
time.
just say this right now.
Yeah.
We currently don't have the money to send you on this trip that we have pitched to you. So,
so
this is just
unfortunate.
a proposal of a trip.
Okay.
There's nothing legally binding us to send you on this trip.
Oh, that's too bad.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was close.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Because I feel like it's always really hard when somebody makes a judgment based on something we didn't get out of our interrogation.
Yeah, I know. But it's fair.
And that's on us for not being more thorough.
I know.
Yeah.
If only we had 5 hours
I
to interrogate people.
I know.
We could. It would be fun to talk travel for 5 hours, but we have to condense it down.
And maybe
because
not fun to edit.
not fun to edit
Or listen to.
or listen to. And most podcast services wouldn't like it.
I'll say I really enjoyed your pitch, though. I had no
Thank
idea
you.
that Peru had such a large Japanese population either.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. I didn't want to be like, oh, you grew up in Japan. You'll like, other Japanese places.
Japan, but Peru.
Japan, but Peru. And not that Peru. I mean, you've been to Peru. I haven't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I was in an area, though, where there is like a big Japanese influence. But I think this kind of speaks to like sometimes I'm a little biased and I assume America is like the great melting plot of all cultures. But like, really, that's not true. There's like a lot of mixing everywhere.
There's
kinda.
mixing everywhere. I would argue, like very few places are as diverse as America, but there are places that I would,
are
that
more
would
diverse
definitely-
than you would think.
that are more
Yeah.
diverse than you would think. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I mean, like, like you look at Mexico and the a lot of Mexican, one of the trompo, right? With they carve the meat off.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Lebanon. That's from Lebanese immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But you won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sri Lanka took
Sri
it this
Lanka,
time.
Yeah, which is on my list. I really want to go to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it looks really cool, but definitely looks like I'm like such a city biased girly that it doesn't, it's like really popping on nature and culture and stuff,
Yeah.
but maybe not so popping in terms of city life. But
I think it's still popping in city life.
yeah.
I think when we don't know about the city lives of countries, it's just because the tourists don't, necessarily
Reddit let me down.
Yeah. I mean, well, and like for tourists, that's where they're going. Like when you think about like a place like Kenya, you're not necessally thinking about the cities, you're thinking about safaris.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
that's what everybody talks about.
That's
but
its
Kenya has
thing.
amazing cities.
Mm-hmm.
Just nobody knows about them. No, I mean people
Or
know about them.
it's
but
just
people
not
don't.
its main thing.
It's not its main thing to us outside of Kenya,
Yeah.
to tourists. All right, thank you everybody. Email. If you want to get in an email episode, mailbag episode with questions about places to go or a trip you want to go on and getting info on that, That email address is agentsoftravelshow@gmail.com. So go ahead and shoot us an email with anything, really anything. All right, like us on whatever platform. Give us 5 stars on whatever platform, and maybe go to another platform and give us and like us and review us there as well. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.